I think it's time, though. I think it's time. The segment that you've all been waiting for, the deep dive into Warcraft logs. It's Sarthe's Deep Dive.
Hopefully Warcraft Logs keeps working this time, but huge congratulations to Rain on this incredible time. As you can see on the logs, Rain's warrior core has an insane DPS output, but almost everybody is above 800 DPS, and they've got like 10 people. Everyone on the front page is above 1000 DPS, and this is something you need to see on any of these speed runs. Just overall damage output from warriors is always going to be extremely useful. And then one thing you want to see actually is usually you would love to see your hunter being on the bottom, and this is something you don't really notice. And there's the reasoning is because most of the time he's not just sitting there DPSing. Most of his time is actually moving and pulling the next pull, and where he gets to do damage is just in between the times that he knows that he has before he needs to grab the next pull. So Neebs or Gneebs here did an insane job for them, kind of almost carried the raid pacing wise quite a bit. And like Zyrene mentioned, they only ran one warlock, so all of the mages didn't have another curse for them, and they still did almost 1000 DPS, 941 DPS. Moving into the deaths though, Envision was the one to have the three-peat from the Shadowbolt volley, a melee, and from a blizzard, which is unfortunate. Draven and Cray dying at the end, but that was to getting frost blasted. That's not really something they could have dealt with, except for if one of them was the warrior that was out of position. Then on Patchwork, one thing I was talking about earlier, if they were going to play it safe or if they were going to have multiple tanks over there, and it looks like they actually did use 3 tanks. I thought they were possibly using 4, so they used 2 hateful tanks and 1 main tank. All of them actually stood in front of the boss, and they still had about 70 to 80% mitigation, 77% through all of them, with the mitigation of the damage. So their damage taken wasn't anything extreme, and they did spread things out very, very well there. So the biggest thing there is that they decided to have 1 extra tank, which made them have 1 less DPS, but it was a safer play. At that point, they knew they were going to get this incredible time. And one thing that a lot of people love to look at and sort of judge is these casts of Sunder armor in a raid. With this many warriors, you want to see everybody sundering on their very first global, but there is a notorious thing for most warriors, or for some warriors, to go for just overall DPS themselves and not for the Sunders. So it looks like most of their warriors did a really incredible job sundering. Of course, there are 3 tanks up here at the top, but pretty much everyone here doing sunders mostly on their first global, and usually the person that's all the way at the bottom is doing the improved demo shout. So that's really all I want to dive through in the logs just yet, because I don't want Warcraft logs to go down on me again.